It's like dating.
It is.
If I could have a Tinder for gynaes, I'll be so happy.
Hi, I'm Joie, and welcome to the last episode of Poly Talks. Today we are joined with two beautiful ladies, Stacy and Kristen, and they're going to be sharing their PCOS stories with us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Joie.
Hello, how are y'all feeling?
Good.
Yeah? Can you start by introducing yourself, please?
So I'm Kristen. I'm an illustrator and I'm also a mom of two.
I'm Stacy. I'm a writer-director in the media.
I love that. So in the light of the new year, what have you guys been up to recently?
For me, I've just been working a lot. New year, all same. Just lots of work.
Yeah, for me it's opposite. I mean December is a busy period for me.
Yeah.
So then when Jan comes around, I'm just like in bed.
Chill.
Yes.
Revenge rest.
Yes,
Very
exactly,
important.
exactly.
So in our first two episodes of Poly Talks, we talked to doctors about PCOS symptoms, complications, and seeking medical consultations. But today, I believe I speak for all of us when I say we want to hear from you about the ups and downs of your journey. Was there like a pivotal point in your PCOS journey that made you say to yourself, okay, PCOS is a serious hormonal condition that I have and I need to do something about it?
I think for me, it was when I was going to try for kids. I was diagnosed at 23, like way before marriage and anything of that sort. And then back then, I wasn't serious about it. But then when I wanted to have kids, then I realized like, this is not working out. I mean, because if you don't get your period, you can't have kids. Yeah. How about you?
For me, it was really when I was, in the 20s and I'm like, okay, this is not working. It can't be healthy. When you're younger, it's like, okay, yeah, it's not, regular or whatever. But when I'm older, whether or not I want to have kids, which I'm not there yet, but whether or not you want to have it, it's about your health, right? So that's when I was like, okay, let's go and check it out. And then they were like, okay, you have endo and you also have PCOS.
Dang.
Yeah.
Is that very hard to explain to your friends or the people around you?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. It's very difficult. I think they don't understand because the conversation isn't there.
Yeah.
So
Actually, most people don't even know what it is, right?
yeah, no, they don't.
Someone asked me if I had endometriosis, and I'm like, no, I have PCOS.
Not same,
Yeah.
isn't that it?
Right, that's your everyday
Yeah.
life.
Every day.
Does it feel very frustrating to have it so misunderstood? Especially for you, it's a daily reality that you have to live with. And for you to be like, wait, I'm suffering so much, and so are so many women.
Yeah.
Why do not more people not know about this?
Yeah, definitely. I think so. I mean, we were talking before this, and we were saying like, when I went for a jab, and they're like, when's your last period? And I'm like 7 months ago, and they go, are you not pregnant? Are you sure you're not pregnant? And I'm like, definitely not pregnant, like positive,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
always
it's
a case
like-
where like
It's a little bit embarrassing, like as a young woman,
Yeah.
to be asked if you're pregnant or not.
constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you get that all the
All
time,
the time.
especially as a teen. Then you're like, no.
My mother is like side eye to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, relax, God.
And you're like, unless I'm Mother Mary.
Yes. Yes, that's correct.
So you mentioned irregular periods. I mean, 7 months is a really long time. And let's just quickly touch on the other symptoms. So we have acne,
Yeah.
hair loss, excessive hair growth, and weight gain. Did you guys face any of these other symptoms as well?
Yeah, all of the above.
Damn.
Honestly, all of the above.
Yeah.
The weight came on in secondary school when I started the contraceptive pills, and it never left. And as I got older and older, and the PCOS and the endo got worse and worse, it just never goes away. Yeah, that is a
Yeah.
huge thing to battle, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I was never a skinny kid.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I feel like I used to run a lot and then I eat like bird, but I still don't lose weight.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, like, then you read online, they tell you that if you lose about 5% of your body weight, it's going to make your PCOS better. And I'm like, it's damn hard to lose that 5%. Like, it's not going to go. Yeah. So that was really hard.
Yeah.
It feels very chicken and egg.
It is.
Like you already have existing stress, and
Yeah.
then when they give you a number, like you need to drop 5%, then we obsess over that number.
Yeah.
Then you get stressed, and then it just
So that's just the weight. We're not going to talk about the acne, the hair loss, and
Yeah.
Excessive hair. There's
Yeah.
both of that.
Yeah.
I didn't leave my house without makeup until I was like, I don't know, 20. I was so afraid to leave the house without makeup.
Yeah.
Now today I'm like that, and trust me, in the morning I was like, okay, no need makeup, just go lah. Because now it's a journey to get there. I have acne. I still have acne every month. I have scars. It doesn't really go away, I feel.
Yeah.
But it's important to put in the work to get there where you accept yourself first.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys look beautiful.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Absolutely
Very much.
gorgeous.
I think that's the tricky thing about PCOS. So I didn't have any of the others. I only had the weight gain.
Yeah.
And everyone's symptoms are different.
Very.
And so that's why like people don't get caught. Like, you know, when you go to the doctor, they don't pick you out like, oh, you got PCOS, because like everyone
Yeah,
looks different.
correct.
Everyone's periods are different. Everyone's symptoms are different. So some people have regular periods, but they don't regularly ovulate, and then some people have no periods because they don't ovulate. Yeah, so it's hard to diagnose, I can imagine.
Yeah, something I've learned along the way is that not all the symptoms are visible and tangible.
Yeah.
Like, how is someone going to know your last period was 7 months ago?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Someone would be like, hey, actually, you have it quite okay. I'm like, I'm sorry. Do you wanna repeat that? You know, like we really never know what someone is going through.
Yeah.
And you could have had terrible acne like 2 years before. Who knows? Has there been a light at the end of the tunnel moment for you guys throughout this journey?
I've gotten far along in my journey to know that there is no light at the end of the tunnel. Not yet, at least. Not in 2024. So what I've done is I have made my tunnel look nice. You know, I've put up some decorations, some fairy lights. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to be here, I might as well make it look good, you know?
Yeah.
And make it cozy.
I love that.
So that's what
Can
my
I
journey
come
has
to your
been.
tunnel?
Absolutely.
I want to hang
The
out in your
is open for all.
tunnel.
Yes, yes. What
Yeah.
about for you?
I think for me, it was when I had kids.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it was a long journey to get there. It took us almost 4 years to have my
Wow.
first kid. So when we finally conceived, it was like, oh my God. And then I think figuring out something that worked for me.
Previously, we were also chatting about other symptoms like excessive body hair.
Yeah.
How did you like manage that?
So for me, I've kind of given up. I just, I have hair lah.
Yeah.
Simple as that. No, I mean, what do you want me to do about
We
that?
all have hair.
Yeah.
And I think with the outside of PCOS already, like women are expected to not have body hair.
Yeah, I don't know
When
why.
puberty first hits, the stress of, oh my God, now PE. You know, some uniforms
Yes.
have, oh my God, thank God my uniform was like sleeved.
Yeah,
I have
know.
no
Right?
time to, like, homework, then must go and like shave. Yeah.
Yeah, and with my hair, I was blessed. Like for many years of my life, I have very thick and like crazy hair, as you can see.
Luscious.
Crazy, I would
Yeah.
say. But I think in the last few years, as I've gotten older, I am noticing the hair fall. That is coming with the PCOS, which is something I was always thinking like, okay, this is not happening to me. So okay, like, at least I have one thing that's not happening.
Yeah.
I was wrong. So now it is happening, and it's fine. Again, it's part of the process. I just take care of it. I oil my hair a lot. I feel like that helps.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I have come to a place where I accept the things that happen to my body with the PCOS.
Yeah, you know like, about that. Like, I mean, I when I was younger, I used to think like, oh, I'm so hairy.
Yeah.
And I never really knew what it was. Because I mean, I was only diagnosed at 23. So then you look at your classmates and you're like, hey, how come I'm like more hairy than you?
Yes.
Now it's a bit obsessive, a bit crazy. But I look at my kids. I have 2 daughters, and I'm like, oh, you're a little bit more hairy than. And to be honest, it scares me because if you have PCOS, you're more likely. Your daughters are more likely to have it, like
Yep.
5 times more likely.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my God, if you're gonna have it too, like you know, you're gonna go through that same problem that I went through. But I think also about like, you know, what you were saying about the hair loss. Yeah, so I mean, I'm just glad that we've come to a point, at this age, I've come to a point where I don't really care how I look. But, you know, I wish at like 15, 20 that I was more comfortable with the way I looked.
I agree.
And, you know, that is kind of when, you know, all these PCOS symptoms start to come out, and it's like, not great for the young girl.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's quite bad actually. Like it's
It's very damaging because
Yeah.
you lose a sense of femininity.
Yes.
But this is a female only problem.
Yeah.
yes.
So it's very ironic, right? That
Yeah.
in this space, like we celebrate women only if they look this way.
Correct.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate at women, like female empowerment, only if you're hairless, but you must have
Yeah.
hair in the right places. No
Yeah.
hair in these spots.
Yeah, and at that
perfect
age,
skin.
it's like,
Yeah.
that age, you don't want to be fat, you don't want to have a mustache, you know, things like that. They're like super, like,
Yeah.
they're so common in PCOS.
Absolutely.
And it's important that conversations like these happen so that
Yeah.
we break the stigma around what a woman is supposed to look like,
Yeah.
what our struggles are supposed to look like. Because they want to talk about our struggles unless only if they can handle it. Would you guys say that getting an early diagnosis helped deal with the complications or enhanced your well-being?
So the question is if you can get an early diagnosis. That's not to say that you should not get diagnosed.
Yes,
You
100%.
absolutely should. If anything, it is good for you.
Yeah.
so that you know what you have. You can go. The internet is a wealth of information.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who are willing to have the conversation like us.
Yeah.
So if anything, you do it for yourself. You know what you have, and then you figure out how you are going to navigate this.
Yeah. I mean, I wished in some way that I got diagnosed earlier, in a sense, because I mean, right from when I was 12, when I had my periods, it was already irregular. It wasn't coming
same.
regularly, and they tell you within 1 to 2 years your period should be regular. At 18, I'm like, it's still irregular. But what if you want to have kids? And only when you got married at 38, and then you haven't sorted this out, and you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And because of that, maybe you couldn't have kids. 'Cause it's too late.
Exactly. The early intervention is very important. Yeah.
So we've talked a lot about our consultations and what you've been prescribed.
Yeah.
What was the process like of finding a suitable treatment for your diagnosis?
For me, I think treatment-wise, I haven't actually found that thing that makes it better for me. For me, it's a matter of managing the symptoms and the pain. I find that food-wise, dietary-wise, some things are not so good for me personally lah. I mean, for everybody is different. For me, like for example, I don't take milk much. I try to do oatmeal.
Well, I happened to talk to a friend who said that TCM worked for her. So I was just like, recommend me one. And I went, and it was just like herbs after herbs, but that really helped. And I think the TCM also helped me to understand my cycle better. Eventually, I also took supplements, so that helped as well. And the supplements are the more like sustainable option for me at the moment.
All right, before we move on, we're going to be talking about Moom. I'm wearing that t-shirt today because I really love them. Moom is a female-led and run brand rooted in developing natural remedies and expert-formulated supplements for the modern Asian woman. They have products such as Crampless, a supplement for pain relief for PMS and menstrual cramps. Polytox aims to support all women experiencing any PCOS symptoms, so you can shop any Moom products that are most suitable for you and get 10% off when you use this code. So I hope you guys are taking charge of your health. You can go and do so by checking out the website. So for this next part, I'm going to be sharing some worries towards seeking medical consults from our Instagram. And I love this segment because it's questions from real people, and they just want to know more. So this is all from our Instagram Mission Picossable. Please feel free to share your thoughts on whether you relate to these worries, or you can share advice.
Sure.
Okay. So the first one is, TBH, I'm kind of embarrassed to head to the clinic for checkups. Maybe it's the stairs, but I don't like it.
Oh, tell me about it.
It is the stairs.
Oh, it was terrible being in the gynae clinic at like 20. And I'm just like, I'm not pregnant, guys. You know, like I'm just thinking to myself, I'm not pregnant, guys.
Like,
you know?
exude.
How do I like?
Pregnant, not pregnant. Just hold a beer, and then
We need a t-shirt that says, "Hi, I have PCOS.
yeah.
I'm here for that."
Oh, we should do that. That's a money maker.
I love that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Polly there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. To this person, please go. Your stares and your judgments are not at all worth your well-being. So please go.
It's minute when you consider the whole journey.
Grab a friend, a loved one, whatever, and
Someone who would understand.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, someone you trust. Okay, next question. Don't you find it uncomfortable if a male doctor has to perform the medical examinations?
No, I love it actually, and I know how that sounds.
Okay,
But
let's talk about that. Let's
clarify. Okay. In my experience, I feel that the male gynecologists are much more empathetic.
Yes.
And I'm not saying it's a whole thing. I'm not making any sweeping statements. It's just in my experience, I feel that men who actually choose to be gynecologists do it for a reason, a passion. But of course, having a male gynecologist means that you will have to have very intimate checkups with this person, and if that is not for you, then that is fine. You will be able, if that makes you you're more uncomfortable than you already are, totally fine. There are women that out there, gynecologists, which Kristen will talk about, she has one, that are fantastic as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I do find that the women gynaes that I've seen are more straight talker. So it really depends also what you like. Some of the men are very gentle, but they don't tell you the extent of the problem.
Correct.
Women are a bit more like, okay, this is a problem. Do you want to work on it? And I think it really depends on your style. If you feel like you're ready for some hard truths, then women work too.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
It's really up to you lah. That's my whole thing. I think it's like dating. If I could
it is.
if I could have a Tinder for gynaes,
Like it's kind of like you go in, you're like, is it the right fit? Because you need to feel
Yes.
comfortable,
And
you
it's
need to
totally
vibe
okay
it
to like
out.
jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
It is.
The interesting thing, right, was that I realized, I mean, your first episode, you interviewed Dr. Serene.
Yeah.
I've seen her before.
I love that.
and I am going to see her now.
All right.
I am
love
interested.
that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that so much. Thank you, ladies, so much for sharing. I've really enjoyed the conversation. I feel like I've learned so much from you guys as well. And I hope that women out there know that, you know, they shouldn't be embarrassed to talk about these things, that they should take charge of their health, and it doesn't need to come at the expense of their mental well-being too.
Yes.
Without doubt.
Yeah. So to wrap up our last episode of Polly Talks and bid farewell to Polly, we're gonna say goodbye to Polly over here. I hope we see more of her. She's so cute.
She is phenomenal. I think
Right?
she's great. She looks
love
like
it.
me. I love it.
Yes, I was
It looks like us, right? That's so nice to see.
I love that you guys relate to her.
Heart relate. I love the acne, the little belly going.
Yeah.
That hair. I love it.
So before we go, I have one last question for you. Did you guys feel that you had enough support for your physical and mental health?
No. No. I think it was very different being diagnosed like 10 years ago. There was nothing.
Yeah.
It's coming up now. It definitely is. And I think social media is doing a very good job with that.
Yeah.
And I hope it continues to grow.
You know, fun fact, Kristen here, who I've met today, is the first person in my entire life that I have spoken to about this so
Candidly,
easily.
right? Yeah.
Because you understand, and I don't have to be like, okay, wait, but then okay, let me explain. You know, I don't have to do that, and that's very hard to find actually. So like she said, 10 years ago it wasn't like that. 20 years ago it wasn't like that for us,
Yeah.
and I think it's getting better, but there's a long way to go.
Definitely. I hope that we can have more conversations like these on and offline. I think it's really
Absolutely,
important
yeah.
to feel like you're part of a community, especially when you're going through something that you know everyone else is going through as well. So I definitely hope we can have more conversations like these, especially with Poly Community. Poly Community is an open space to share all things lifestyle and health, and it definitely can be daunting to ask and reply. So we'll keep it all anonymous. If you have any questions, you can ask away. If you want to guide someone through their journey or share some tips as well, you can do that and stay anonymous as well. You can check out what's been talked about in the Poly Community by clicking this link right here, and all the links will also be included in the description box. With that, this is a wrap on Poly Talks. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. This was really fun.
yeah.
So much fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys at Poly Community. Bye.
Bye.